Hello and welcome to another Owl Knights review, where we review games from a casual gamer's perspective with no outside incentive. I'll be reviewing Orcs Must Die, Deathtrap, released on January 28th, 2025, with a price point of $29.99 on all systems. Developed and published by Robot Entertainment. If you're a fan of tower defense games with a healthy dose of action and a splash of humor, this one is going to be right up your alley. Listed under 3 game types: tower defense, third-person shooter, and of all things, roguelite. So picture this: you're a magical hero tasked with defending a realm from hordes of nasty orcs, goblins, and evil creatures. This isn't your average place your towers and wait defense game. Deathtrap is all about setting up brutal traps and then getting in there to fight the monsters yourself. You get to lay out a variety of deadly contraptions, from spike traps to flame turrets, all while mowing down enemies with spells, crossbows, and even a giant hammer. It's like a tactical action movie, and you're the star. Let's start with the meat of it all: combat. You're not just sitting back and watching your traps do the work. You're actively in the mix, casting spells, swinging weapons, and turning enemies into squishy piles of goo. The combat is fast, satisfying, and it's a blast to feel like you're in the middle of the chaos. Plus, the game's got a sense of humor. Between the quirky characters, cheesy one-liners, and over-the-top action, it never takes itself too seriously, and that's what makes it so much fun. Surprisingly, the characters and skill trees are larger than you would expect from a game like this. The game gives you a ton of options for setting up your defenses. Want to slow down the incoming orcs? Throw down some ice traps. Need a bit more firepower? Set up a couple of spring-loaded spike walls and watch the enemies get flung into oblivion. The best part? You can see all of your traps work their magic as you watch enemies get squished, burned, and chopped into bits. It's surprisingly satisfying. The game also encourages a little strategy. You need to think about enemy types, where they're coming from, and how best to set up your traps for maximum effectiveness. Sure, you can just spam traps and go wild, but you'll have a much more enjoyable time if you plan things out and mix up your defense. This game can be played solo, but it is also set up for even more fun co-op experience. As a note, it can take a bit to get into a match, and there are occasional connection issues, which I think can be attributed to the fact that the game's audience is not likely as large as some others, so finding a good lobby can be iffy at times. However, once you're in, it's a lot of fun. Graphically, Deathtrap is vibrant and colorful, with a slight cartoony vibe that complements the lighthearted chaos. The environments are fun, and you'll get to experience a variety of maps with different layouts, giving you a nice mix of challenges as you progress. The only downside? Sometimes it can feel a bit repetitive, especially after a few rounds, but the action and strategy keep it fresh enough to power through. All in all, if you're into tower defense games with a twist of hands-on combat and plenty of laughs, Orcs Must Die Deathtrap is a must-try. It's like a love letter to anyone who loves brutal traps, orcs, and kicking butt. Plus, it's a great time, so grab your traps, ready your weapons, and get ready for some orc slaying fun. Thank you for checking out another Owl Knights review. Please make sure to check out our podcast, Gaming at the Round Table, on YouTube and Spotify.